everyone, it's Erin from the Provincial Farmhouse. In today's video, I am doing another decorate with me for Christmas. This time we are going to be decorating my dining room and my entryway. In my last decorate with me video, I did my Christmas tree and a sideboard. So if you haven't seen that one, make sure you go and check that out on my channel. And I am going to be bringing you guys along with me as I decorate the rest of the space. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and I look forward to hearing what you think. I'm going to begin with this section of my dining room. I have these wonderful vintage shelves that I got from an old school that I painted and filled with some of my favorite things. I put up that mantle myself. That's also a vintage find. And now I'm going to be adding some beautiful snowy trees that I picked up from Spotlight Australia this year. I love putting trees up on those two little shelves above my mantle. And then I'm going to take this lovely rocking horse. This is one of my favorite pieces. I picked it up from TK Maxx many years ago. I'm going to position it in front of the mirror in the center there. And then I'm going to take some of these little branches that I got from a dollar store. Again, this is from many years ago, so I don't know that they have them anymore. And I'm just going to arrange them in the center there until I'm happy with how they look. I've got the branch obviously on the left and the right, and now with this center branch I'm sort of halving the leaves in the center, having some go to the left and some go to the right, almost like I'm creating a little bit of a swag to go in front of our rocking horse. Next, I'm going to be taking these snowy bottle brush trees that I got from Bed Bath and Table, and I've put them in this vintage little canister. It's actually a coffee and tea and sugar canister set, but I've just taken the lids off them and I've put two of those trees in that canister. I love the way they look. And these are some pine cones that I got from Spotlight Australia. They are plastic, but I really love the color and the shine, and I feel like it definitely fits with my French country theme. Underneath my mantle on my vintage tea trolley, I'm going to put this Christmas tree farm sign that I got from TK Maxx a few years ago, and I'm just going to lean it up against the mantle. I'm then going to take this church that I also got from TK Maxx a while ago, and I'm adding this little vintage sleigh that I found, and a bit later I do actually add a red truck, but I did not film that. I'm then going to move on to my entryway. As you can see, it's pretty simple. My first step is to add this lovely wreath that I got from TK Maxx this year. I added a little nail to the top of my hall stand that is a secondhand find as well, and I really love this wreath because it's snowy but it's also got that greenery. I'm also adding this mailbox that I got from Amazon. I just love it, the North Pole design. And then I'm adding this silver house that I got from TK Maxx last year, and another one of those snowy trees from Spotlight Australia. I'm then taking this lovely garland. This is from TK Maxx this year, and I'm going to be draping it down one side of my hall stand. So I'm just going to bend over part of my garland there, and then I'm going to sit the North Pole mailbox to the left, and then I'm just going to arrange the garland as it hangs off the side and just sort of bend it so that I'm happy with the shape. I'm not finished with this space just yet. There's a few more things that I had to get at this stage, so I just did a little bit of tidying up and then I left it at that so that I could move on to another part of my decorating. I did this over a few days. I'm then going to be attaching this garland that I got from TK Maxx last year to the arch that leads from my entryway to my dining room, and I've already got some nails attached to my archway there, and I'm just pressing the garland onto those nails, and because it's that sort of grapevine sort of material, it's able to hang up there pretty easily. I'm then going to take this strand of bells that I got from TK Maxx. These are actually by Martha Stewart, and I'm just going to be hanging them just in the center part. And again, I'm just using the little nails that I hung up before. Unfortunately, these were not spaced perfectly even, so that did bother me a little bit, but they were fixed in place, so I wasn't able to do anything about it. So I just tried to ignore the fact that the bell on the left was a little bit different. And on the ends, I am going to tie a simple bow with one of my favorite ribbons from Costco, and this is going to finish off the garland on the left and the right hand side, because unfortunately they weren't quite long enough to go all the way to the floor. I'm then going to put another one of those garlands from TK Maxx on top of my little display cabinet there. I just recently changed this one over, put that new one in place and painted it up, and I absolutely love the arch details on the door. On top I actually have a vintage record player. I'm then going to add a little buffalo check blanket to this little chair that sits in front, and then a cushion that I got from TK Maxx a few years ago. Next, I'm going to run some fairy lights through the garland that I've put on top of the display cabinet. I love fairy lights, especially at this time of year, so I definitely love any excuse to put those on furniture and trees. Any excuse, I will grab it. I'm then going to have the lights drape down the side of the cabinet and then along the floor, and then they'll go back up. As you can see, I'm starting to wind the lights in the garland that I have draped over the archway. So I'm just going to weave those into that garland up and around the arch until I am all the way to the other side. When I got down to the little plant on the left hand side, I decided to weave the extra fairy lights that I had left over in amongst the greenery. And I do apologize for how dark it's become in this video. A storm rolled in at this point and I had to pause my decorating as we lost that light. On day 2 of decorating, I revisited the entryway. This is a sign that I actually painted myself. It's double-sided, so I'm just flipping it over from the welcome so we can have that Merry Christmas facing out. I then grabbed some fairy lights. These are battery-operated wire lights. I didn't have these in the first part of the video, so I was glad to find them. And now I'm just weaving them into that garland for just that added bit of sparkle. Next, I'm going to be grabbing this wooden snowflake that I got from TK Maxx a few years ago, and I'm just going to position it down in front of the Christmas tree. I do like to layer decor and textures when I'm decorating, and I feel like this finishes off that spot nicely. I'm then grabbing this tree that I got from Pillow Talk Australia, and I'm just going to sit that to the left to balance out the design. Moving on to a table I have next to that cabinet, I'm putting another one of those bottle brush trees in that canister that I've repurposed, and a lovely little deer that I got from Bed Bath & Table. I'm then going to take these lovely silver bells that I got from Kmart a few years ago, and I'm just going to drape them over the top of the wooden arch that I have there. Next, I decided I wanted to redo the space near my display cabinet. So I'm going to take down my vintage looking phone there. It is a replica, but I do love it, and my basket. And I'm going to rework this space. I have this awful PowerPoint that's up the top left hand there. It was there when we moved in and it just doesn't do anything, so it's kind of pointless. So I'm just taking out the hooks that were there before and I'm putting up this lovely artwork that I got from TK Maxx. I love this. They have some beautiful vintage style artworks in store at the moment, and then I'm just positioning this one off center underneath it, and I feel like it looks absolutely beautiful in that corner. And then I'm grabbing another one of those trees from Pillow Talk Australia and sitting it next to my chair. Next, I'm going to add this garland that I got from Provincial Home Living in Australia, and I'm just adding it to the top of my bookshelves there. I've already put one on the left-hand side. It's a bit tricky to film that one, so I just thought I'd show you that I'm just draping it and I'm sort of positioning it behind decor that I know isn't going to fall. If you're going to do this and you're worried about it falling, definitely add some nails or maybe some of those stick-on command hooks. On the armchair underneath, I'm putting a cushion from TK Maxx. I did grab this from another space in my house, but I replaced it with another one. I just felt like this went a bit better there. Now I'm going to work on my table centerpiece. I have this battery operated garland that I got from Bed Bath & Table, and it is absolutely lovely. A bit of greenery, a bit of snow. I've twisted it around so that I can sit my little urn from TK Maxx, and I'm sitting that in the center, and then I'm just sort of trying to hide that battery pack there and arrange the branches in a way that is going to sort of hide that, but also be a nice centerpiece. I wanted to keep the dining table pretty simple this year. I'm then going to take this snowy tree. I had these in my shop a few years ago and saved one for myself. I'm then going to take a few more of those pine cones that I got from Spotlight Australia. They are actually ornaments, so I'm just pulling off the hanging attachments and I'm just arranging them in amongst the greenery. I don't want too many here, just a few, so that it brings another element and also a bit of shine. Next, I'm going to focus on this vintage pew that I have along one side of my dining table. I actually stripped this and stained it myself quite a while ago. I want to do something new with them this year. I have these garlands from Pillow Talk Australia. They look quite lifelike. I don't love the red berries though, so I am going to pull those out. It's quite easy to take them out and I can save them for something else. I'm just going to pull all of those berries out, and then this is going to be perfect along my church pew. I have two of them, so I'm going to position it so that I have some of that garland draping down the side of the pew. I'm just sort of bending it so that it conforms to that shape a little bit better. And then what I'm going to be doing is having another one of the garlands meet up with it in the center. So I definitely needed two here. One just did not feel long enough in my opinion. I'm going to use some brown florist wire to attach my two garlands together. So I'm just going to overlap them where I want them to go, and then I'm going to thread the wire through the little loop that's at the end of the garland, and then put it around the end of the other garland and do a little bit of a twist knot. And then I'm also going to run that wire along the two main parts of the garland to hold them together a little bit more and just provide a little bit of stability. And I'm going to be repeating the same steps for the other part of the garland, again, just to make sure it's all secured. And then to attach it to the pew, I'm going to use some more of that brown florist wire, and you can see I've just gone underneath the pew and then up around the garland, and I'm just tying a little bit of a twist tie there to hold it in place. And I'm going to repeat that process in 3 different spots. And because the wire that I'm using is a very similar stain to the church pew, you cannot see these. It's not super obvious. I'm then going to add some more of those battery operated little wire lights. These are from Kmart Australia. I'm just going to weave them in and out of the garland. I'm not taking much care to do it to start off with. I just want to lay it all out. I'll go back in and arrange the branches over the wire to hide that a little bit more. But right now I just want to get them into the garland and into place so that I can then know exactly how much I need and how much overlapping there's going to be. So it's definitely something that I have to have a little bit of a play with. Once I got to the center of the pew, I grabbed some more of that florist wire and I'm just pulling that up underneath, and I'm going to create another loop so that I have something to sit my little battery pack in. You can see I've already done that with the other set of lights on the right hand side. I'm just going to slip that inside there. And now here's a little tour of how it all came together. Make sure you stick around until the end because I did get some lovely night shots with all of those fairy lights sparkling. If you're enjoying today's video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button, comment, and share it out. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our videos. I really appreciate you guys coming and watching my video today, guys. Thanks for watching.